Scrabble, but I must play a bingo containing 3 Ds and win the game. This one took me about 8 attempts, because drawing 3 of the 4 Ds turned out to be much harder than I expected. There are 2 blanks, which I am allowed to use as Ds, but the bot could easily have them, along with multiple Ds. Also, there just aren't many 7 and 8 letter words with 3 Ds, which means my bingo will most likely have to be something like daddies or doddles, or something ending in DDED or DDLED. I don't start with any Ds, but I do have a few scoring tiles. The J is definitely worse than the X, so I'll get rid of it first. The bot just plays Czar, so he probably didn't have any vowels even after exchanging 5 tiles. I have A, E, I, O, U in the same hand, which is never a good thing. I would actually have Sequoia if I had the Q instead of the X, and it's one of the few words that contain all vowels. Czar scores a bit more, but having a C in the middle of the board makes things much harder for me since it can't be overlapped. As I expected, he opened up the top with Baton. But I have a dreadful hand and still no Ds. There's really not much I can do except swap all 7. Now I get a D and a blank. I can't play something like pretend or portend since that will immediately fail the challenge, so I'll just play off the letters I don't need while scoring some points. Don't forget, I still need to win the game. I get another D, which is great, but I don't have a valid word with 3 Ds and the rest of my letters. Oddment only has 2 Ds. Nothing here either. Gadded is a valid word with 3 Ds, but it's not a bingo. The same goes for most of the DDED words actually. I draw my 3rd D, and I can play daddies on the top and left, but I'll just take a moment and check if there's anything else I can play that might score more. Well, I don't think so. Caddied and waddied won't fit anywhere. I don't have a usable C or T to play through for addicted, nor an M or S for misadded, if it's even a word. I'm not going to bother looking for crazy 9 or 10 letter words, so daddies on the top it is. I get a handful of 1-point tiles, but I don't think I have a playable bingo anywhere on this board. Auditors won't fit, and there's no E for outraise, or N for rainouts. I'll fish off the U and go for just about anything else. S should definitely hit something. I think orist can be spelled with an O. It's probably a different word, but who cares, you don't need to know the meaning of the words you play. I draw the second blank, but the F and 2 N's aren't really helping. Non-fatal doesn't fit, and there's not even an E or a Y for fentanyl, if that's accepted. Some chemical, mineral, and plant names are acceptable, but many aren't. For example, Cattleya is valid, but licorice isn't, even though they are both flowers. I'll just keep the N's and the blank, which should give me a good chance of hitting something from that U, or maybe something starting with non, but I doubt those words will fit. Wow, I got the fourth D of this game, but no playable bingo with it since D9 doesn't fit, and I certainly don't have anything from the R or the U. However, I can simply fish off the Y, because literally everything in the bag, except the Q, hits an 8-letter word from the U. An A gives me unnailed, B is unbidden, E or V is unenvied, H is unhinged, I is undivine, M is unminded, N or P is unpinned, O is unjoined, and R is undriven. I draw an I, and I think undivine is the only valid word, with the blank as V. Now I get a real V when I don't want it. I don't have an R for viperin, and it isn't worth fishing for anything since there's no more S for pensive or vespine, and no more T for invitee. And again, nothing will fit anyway. Of course, I get another I. He's definitely not stuck with the V. Vi doesn't play anywhere, but he can go out with waved in the I column. He might not though, knowing that I can't go out in 2 with 3 I's, so it's probably not worth blocking. Hip doesn't even block it, and I keep IIIE, which is terrible. I don't think flate is a word, just inflate, deflate, and reflate. Well, I'll just play off the H, and it doesn't matter if he plays waved or not, since I'm winning by almost 100. So, he doesn't go out with waved. Again, it makes no difference. I'll just play pi somewhere and call it mission accomplished. Finally.